Hello, it is Wednesday, February 8th at 2023 at 9:58 a.m. Eastern Time, USA. I'm Mitch Miller. This is my video journal. And today I just figured I'd talk about the future of my nonprofit and get it out in the open down on this video journal instead of waiting strategically for another time to come in another week. And so as these things come to me, I'm just going to put them out in the atmosphere because I know they'll improve once the supercomputers get a hold of them and stuff. But I'm going to start with my my little black book here. At some point I reported something to the CIA, and I have a reference number here, and maybe you can remind me what I reported. Maybe it was the restraint device, I don't know. I was probably in psychosis because of all the wireless waves that I wasn't used to over there in Europe. The CIA reference number is 215HSA9J. So, a little tidbit out of this. And I'm going to be taking that with me, that book. I'm going to go, I think, after I work out here, I'm going to walk to the Carnegie Main Library where I did most of my investigations. If the payphone is still viable, I will follow my standard procedure. When I did my investigations, I would walk into the payphone on camera. I would dial the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, and then I would go to the computers and do my investigation. So part of that investigation was looking at the Johnson & Johnson CIA database. I went through every page of that to see what physicians were being paid off by Johnson & Johnson, or specifically Janssen Pharmaceuticals. I also did other investigations. So maybe if I go over there today, the supercomputers will allow you to see some of my activities in that library if they archived it, if someone saved it somewhere around the world. I will say this in reference to my CIA reference number, something I never reported, and something that I wanted to talk about was how I pulled up 3 different search engines on those computers, because they have 3 different search engines and 3 different internet platforms: Google, Firefox, and whatever the Windows is. And I pulled up a different search engine in each of those that wasn't the one that goes with the internet platform. And I was searching for contacts in the European government. It was very difficult. It took me a lot of research, a lot of time, and my theory was that people were making it hard for low-income people to report things to the European government. Anyhow, in my searches, a window came up of a European lawmaker. It was a male, and it had a bank account number right there where you could actually wire that person money directly, I guess. I don't know if that's common practice for European politicians to publish their bank account number right on their page, but that was something that I came across in my searches. Whether that was a hacker showing me what they found about a politician and putting it into that library system so that I could see it and react to it accordingly, I don't know. I didn't write down the person's name, and I didn't write down the bank account number because I was pretty freaked out. I just closed the computer and walked away because I thought I found something pretty incriminating. Anyhow, what I do want to talk about is the future of my nonprofit. So Ken, who is a Republican, owns the property in Utica with the campground, French Creek Farm. He also is partial owner of Krabby Kelly's. I've been talking with him. He asked me if I'd take over the website responsibilities and some of the responsibilities at the French Creek Farm, and I pitched to him doing different projects, and the proceeds would go towards building a solar array down at French Creek Farm to give electrical hookups to the campsites that are all from a sustainable source. So what I want to do this summer is raise money for that and form a nonprofit. I'm looking for board members for a nonprofit so that we don't have to pay taxes on the profit we make that's going towards solar infrastructure down there. The other things I want to do is set it up for next year we can build an array of like 15 solar panels, 15 new campsites in from the creek, and shoot some wires over for electrical hookups for the sites next to the creek. Incorporate the trapper cabin, and he's getting another cabin down there along the creek, and use the meter for the rental cottage to feed back into the power grid whatever's coming from these solar arrays. But I'm thinking 10, 15 new campsites with one solar panel out in that field with no obstructions, no trees, nothing. And we reach out and try to coordinate with different solar panel manufacturers, get a sample from each of them. We hook them all up at the same time, and we have a computer system, hardware, software that monitors the output of these solar panels, and we can follow that for the next 10, 15, 20 years to see who makes the best solar panels. The output stays the same, or if it declines, study the panels so that people can make informed decisions when they're buying solar panels for their houses. I also want to develop the hardware, software in like a shed there with a battery system so we can monitor each site when people plug in their EVs, when people use it for their RV, and monitor that. Once the batteries are full, we start running the meter back at the rental cottage, so on and so forth, developing basically a smart transformer in a small shed, so that if we do build this infrastructure around the country, people on, say, a cul-de-sac in a suburb could install one of these sheds and hook everybody on their cul-de-sac into it so that they're getting sustainable energy most of the time. Eventually we'll evolve this into a compact smart transformer that can be attached to the telephone pole and monitor everyone on your street, their usage, and accommodate those with solar and wind powered energy so that we eventually essentially own the grid. That'll take many years, but we can dictate what we pay for electricity and what we're paid for generating electricity. Our neighbors agree they'll pay 75% of what the electric company charges. That gives us 25% more profit for putting solar panels on our house, since the electrical company only pays you about half of what they actually charge. So the future of the nonprofit, that's established, and we're focused on one campground for now. We can reach out to other campgrounds. The essence of it's going to be an internet platform that you pay $10 a year to become a member of the campground. You get $10 off one night stay at a campsite, or $10 off of one of the cabins. You also get access to my guide services. You can rent bikes from me. All profits go towards building solar panels. You can arrange kayak trips with me, and this will be, you can schedule through the website essentially. I'm also thinking of doing a cafe but I'm thinking I'm just going to try it one day a week, maybe Saturday mornings. You can come out to Utica, to Krabby Kelly's, to the cafe. All profits go towards building solar panels. And possibly a movie night at the barn on Saturdays when there is no event. We can do a movie night. I'm thinking one director per season. So this year would probably be Stanley Kubrick. We'll go through 5 to 10 of his films, one each week. The movie theater in Franklin at Cranberry just shut down, so maybe we'll get a good turnout. Can buy pop, BYOB, and buy pop and maybe popcorn right there in the barn. And I'll lead a discussion after each film. If you want to stay after the credits, you can discuss the film. Also make it possible to rent my tent, my cot, my air mattress, everything you need to primitive camp down there. We're going to make that available at one site, and you can arrange that with me. All proceeds go towards building solar panels. I've also developed a t-shirt, there's no can't in American t-shirt. All profits from that will go towards building, well, half will go towards developing the website platform, half will go towards sustainable energy at French Creek Farms. I'm going to try to reach out to local businesses to advertise on the website to raise money, because I'm running a little bit low on funds to pay for the actual platform website for French Creek Farm. This idea here that can go span out to other campgrounds to build sustainable energy structures at their campgrounds. But we're starting here. So it'll probably be Franklin, Meadville businesses. And then looking towards the future, what I want to do with the nonprofit is evolve it so that we have a similar type of site. It might be through the same site where you can log in. This feature, you don't have to pay $10 a year. You can simply log in to your account. Also, the aspect of the $10 is that you can vote on how we build the sustainable structure and how this web platform is developed. But looking at the Pittsburgh area, where we're going to focus after that in the future of the platform, is you log in to your account, you upload your ID with your address and your electricity bill. If you pay for sustainable green energy, you upload your electricity bill. And then I reach out to local businesses here in Pittsburgh, restaurants, cafes, and see if they will offer a discount, a monthly discount on products to offset the cost that you spend on green energy, at least here in Pittsburgh. So say you get 50 cents off 1 cup of coffee per month, you get $3 off a main course at a restaurant once per month, and the platform will generate like a QR code or take you to an ordering site, and once a month it generates a new QR code where you can go into that cafe, they scan it, it tracks it on your account. Hey, you used your 50 cents on a cup of coffee this month, but next month it'll regenerate. You'll get a new QR code for that business that you can use, or if you use it for the dinner at a restaurant or a beer at a brewery, you get 1 use per month. So encourages businesses to encourage people to buy green energy. If it's a non-profit, perhaps these businesses will be able to write aspects of that donation off. We'll have to work on the logistics of that. But basically, it draws customers in for the businesses, customers that pay extra for green energy, and your account will track it. Hey, you redeemed $50 worth of benefits from this coalition this month, and your energy bill was $45, dollars more than what it was before you switched to green energy. So we've offset the cost of paying extra for green energy. This promotes green energy usage. It'll promote new green energy projects around the city if more people come on board with this. So overall, it promotes green, sustainable energy in a transition to a sustainable energy structure. So that's what I have so far. Now I can run and operate a nonprofit while being employed by, say, the federal government. And I would make sure my non-disclosure agreements or whatever they make you sign would allow me to do that. So you can hire me. You can't. I'm going to pursue this course because I'm passionate about it. But you can hire me to work part or full time for the government while I run a nonprofit. And I don't think there will be a conflict of interest, but there's also the option that you could fund me. You could buy the t-shirts, you could buy my art to help me fund this nonprofit. I think this is where I'm focused now. Makes sense. I have access to the French Creek Farm where people can come up, they can see the solar panels, they can see the hardware and software that we're developing, they can interact with the platform, they can vote on how we develop, and it's everything that I've been pushing for. So I think it's going to be good. It's going to be a good summer, and Utica is the place to be. And then also what I wanted to bring up with the Army Corps of Engineers, how many campgrounds are you affiliated with or on your technical property in these state parks and whatnot where you've built infrastructure for flood control and things like that? Speaking specifically to Confluence, Pennsylvania, there is an overflow campground there, and can we incorporate this same type of situation on all Army Corps of Engineer campgrounds where they develop green energy, where they have affiliations with outfitters that do kayaking, boating, things like that, and any money generated for that goes towards green infrastructure projects, whether it's the Army Corps actually building those projects. We can work out a coordination with that and work on that. You know, maybe things like retrofitting the Tynesta Dam for hydroelectric to feed Tynesta green energy. You know, going in and working on these Army Corps projects to make them green, sustainable projects, as well as building solar arrays and the ability for electrical charging at boat docks so that we can have pontoon boats with electric motors on them, things like that. So it all folds together. So that's where I'm headed now. But join me either Friday or next week when I talk about something else. But thanks for watching, and I just wanted to update the supercomputers on where I'm at now, what's been coming into my mind, and it evolves every day, and we're going to really make this happen and do a lot of good in this world. So thanks for watching. Join me next time.